Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is the local pundit. I am Paddy Power, and this is the WREXtra Time phone-in show. Is everybody having fun today? Because that was a fun match. Josh is still shouting about it, so we'll bring him straight in. Hello, Josh. And I'm sure everybody had as much fun as I did, sitting back and shouting at my screen, even though you guys didn't see it.
Oh my God. What happened? I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it.
That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. Nuts.
Yeah. Oh man. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. I only got a little bit of time because I have to do chores for producer Ann. So, but this is do your thing, man. Do your thing. Good to see you.
I thought when you buy a bot, they do the chores for you.
Yeah, this one is about where like it tells you what to do. So it's like, it's kind of, I don't know. My head's all over the place. Yeah.
Well, guys, get your say in today because today was definitely an interesting one. So come and join us. Welcome everybody. Let's see who's here. Quite a few people were waiting. I know I was a couple of minutes late, so I'll apologize for that. Not that I really care too much. I had to get a drink because my throat is very dry. So.
Nice.
Okay, who's here? George Williams, good day all round. Blues just drew with BP. Yes, they did. George Williams is in the house. David Hilditch, welcome. Psyched Soccer is in the house. Welcome
Old
along.
Names. Old names.
Lexi is here. Paul Kelly is here. Mike is here. And Kai VTG. That's a new one on me. I'm going to put this comment up straight away just for fun. Fletcher Claus has come to town and he has brought presents. Yes, and Habsification is here. Now, Habs, I put the comment up during the live stream. I hope you're coming on to defend your position.
Oh, no.
Because you were making some comments there about Palmer. I want you to defend them.
So are you guys is there a thing going that I must have missed?
No, nothing. Just a interesting topic. So if you make somewhat controversial statements, I'd be willing to defend them. Okay, I penciled a few comments here, so let's have a quick look before we hit the main topics. From Dave, stressful, but it's crazy. The turnaround, a single goal from Fletcher had -2 points made up on the title challengers, others dropping points, 8 points clear of dropping out of the playoffs. Yes, great result. So definitely look, when you track results, which doesn't always work, we are in a fantastic position to end up in the playoffs, at least. So at this stage, you can't really say more than that, we would need to drop a lot of points to start sliding. It can happen, of course. January does change everything, but I am very impressed with our half-term results.
You can't say anything other than holy crap, look at us, we're in a good position.
Yeah.
Like we're in a catbird seat, which is great, which is great. And you said it the other day, I'd rather be chasing. Like we'll take this right now and chase them. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah. Psyched Soccer, we have. Glad we are winning, of course, but we have to get back onto the clean sheet train and quit allowing these goals crossed in from the left side. Look, that was disastrous defending. That was absolutely disastrous.
Same mistake over and over again. I don't know what it is. It's the same mistake over and over again.
Well, didn't pick up his man. And as well as he's playing, that's a couple of matches now. He's made mistakes. He also gave away that penalty as well.
You think it's Brunty? Or sorry, you think it's
that's Brunty's man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was completely the wrong side of him.
Yeah.
On the back, nowhere near him. I'm pretty sure it was Brunty's man, unless I missed something.
No, you were right. Totally, yeah. When it said, do you think it's Barney's fault for not closing down? I mean, he's doing everything he can.
Look, yeah, maybe I missed it. Things can move around a lot in the box, especially if you're not tracking the whole of the box at one time. But to me, it looked like that was another Brunt mistake there, letting him get too far away from him.
It's the same goal.
Yeah, I really like Brunt. I do. He's very good for the team. A lot of positives, but he has made a couple of mistakes today.
Mhm.
Another person who made a mistake was Howard. We will talk about that later today. I'm not going to dump into topics too quick. I want to get through these general comments, but wow, that's all I can say. If that had gone in, just wow.
Yeah. I mean,
That that's the type of mistake I was mentioning when we first started talking about Howard getting back in goal. He
yes.
has those type of mistakes in him.
Yep.
Not quite like that, but he has a big mistake like that in him.
When do you think we're seeing AO? Sooner than later.
Soon, after that mistake,
Yeah.
I think sooner rather than later. Yeah.
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 Chrissy says fatigue is set in. I'm exhausted. I can't, like I said, I can't do it. I'm exhausted. I can't. I can't do it.
Okay, Lexi has put up, I know it's only halfway through the season, but I feel vindicated in my preseason prediction of us making history and going up 3 times in a row. Certainly, yeah, vindicated in the chance of it. Absolutely. We're not going to know until the end how close that gets. But I will say it looks very promising that we're going to get that shot at the two matches, pull them out of the bag, and you go up. You know, that seems to be very much on the cards.
Yeah.
Now, the higher up we are, the better, because we want our home match first. We want to be in the driver's seat there for the top positions. But that final match at Wembley would be amazing for the show, but I would still prefer second and not to have to bother.
Yeah, we don't have to do that. If we don't have to go about our business that way, awesome. But like, be great for the show. But you know, as long like if we could go back in time, like see it from in hindsight, and we already went up, sure, I'll take it. But you know, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do
it. I will say though, I do want to go over to Wembley final.
Ooh,
I do. I'll be there. Yeah. Unless something crazy happens, like anniversary holiday or something, but I'll try and make sure that nothing's booked on those dates just in case.
clear those days out just in case. Oh my god, that'd be crazy.
And Paul Kelly, not sure if the stress of these games is that healthy. No, it's not. At the moment, it's fine because it's still halfway through the season. Get into the last 10 matches and you have moments like this, and some people will be at risk and danger of a heart attack, potentially including me. But maybe I should have the wife at home during those matches because she's a nurse. So maybe she can save my ass if I have a big heart attack. Who knows?
It is very stressful. I mean, it's stressful. It's fun, but it ain't. It's fun and stressful. It's like you can't quite explain it. You literally can't explain it. It's like, do I love it or do I hate it? You know, I think I love it more than I hate it. I hate feeling like, you know. So I'm just trying to fix stuff for the show later.
Yeah. Guys, the queue is clear, so jump on in. I'm sure there's lots to talk about today. Yeah. You guys must really want to talk.
Yeah, I'm here for a short time, not a long time. So come on in and talk to Patty. Let's go.
Mike, at George Williams, I think Parky manages each game like he manages each season. He always seems to finish well. Well, we will need a big finish. However, I was looking again at the finish of the season, and our finish does not seem to look terribly difficult in general. Of course, we know none of these matches are a guarantee, but our run-in does not look terribly hard.
I got to ask you a question because it came up during I don't understand the Palmer thing. I honestly, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Someone teach me the Palmer, because I can't do it anymore. I literally, I cannot do it. You tell me.
What's the question?
That it's just open ended. I don't. Why? Why are we doing this?
Oh, sorry,
Patty. Why are we doing this? Tell me.
Do you know what? Do you know what I think is needed?
Yeah.
What we need is a compilation of Palmer moments in that match.
Yeah.
Every moment, every single moment, just when he had the ball and what happened. And let's try and answer the question that way.
Okay. Someone put that together. His defensive headers are great. He's a great defender. He's a horrible striker. But someone just said Palmer on the field, we win. Well, we didn't win when Palmer was on the field. Palmer left the field, and then we won. So I'm asking people to call on. I'm asking. I don't get it. I can't do it.
Yeah. Alexi hit the nail on the head with the type of match we had today. This is one of those matches that is great only if you win.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So a lot of negatives will be avoided today during this discussion because we won, and only because we won. George Williams agrees, but we always struggle in the first 15. I don't like how slow we often start.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It really is.
It makes no sense. We're better than this. I think that's the frustration. We're better than this. You know what I mean? Like we proved that we can play better, that we can be better than what we're playing, which is, you know what, the Wrexham way. That's fine, and that's why we're here. I guess we're here for that. But that wasn't a bad side. They're not terrible. They have some good players. I would take that number 11 guy all day. He's a good player.
Yeah. Mike expects us to concede early. Yeah. The problem is lately, though, we haven't had the firepower to score 2, 3, 4 goals in matches. Yeah. That's the danger if we do concede early. You know, yes, we've been pulling it out when we've let that early goal in and managed the 2-1 victories, but it's not a good for the stress for the heart when we concede early.
No,
not at the moment.
And we got to figure like. Sorry, I'm just making up. You got to figure like. It's not clicking well. It's not working. You know.
Yeah.
And if he wants to like grind down a game, you know what I mean? That's kind of what we're doing, like grinding a game down.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely. We are.
You know.
Al Fusion has a good point here. I know we don't play tippy-tap football, but we really look bad on the ball most of the time. Now, that's an interesting point because in the last match, we looked okay.
Yes, we did.
But it was against a team that we should have looked okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a team today, they had speed. They had youth on their side. And they did not allow us to play even the limited tippy-tappy that we do play. You know, it was not nice flowing tippy-tappy before we go into attack mode again. It really wasn't.
I'll tell you who turned this game around. Speaking of that right there was Dobson. Really turned this game around that second half. Really did. Really did. Because he had a horrible first half. But he turned it around. And he kept playing, you know? So I don't know what they said to him at halftime, but he's bad. We couldn't keep control. We couldn't put 3 passes together. 2 passes together.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just making a thumbnail for the other show today.
Okay, we got a comment here. I suppose we'll talk about it, seeing as no one is queuing up yet. From Frankie S. Did Howard save a goal from a kick from Matty James? For one. Oh. But wasn't that a magical sleight of hand or foot in Howard's miss kick? I had to have a nervous laugh at the near own goal. Okay, that was ridiculous.
That was, yeah.
It really was. That was so lazy and sloppy.
You know what it's lack of concentration. That's what it is. It's a lack of concentration. And, you know, I think we talked about it the other day, you know, being sharp. And, you know, I don't know. I would have lost my shit. I know you would have too.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
So just making a thumbnail. And yes, it's going to say Fletch lives later, obviously. Yeah.
Okay. Kelly, is this our home record or do I have this wrong? 11-2-0. That sounds right.
Yes, I think that's right.
That sounds correct. It does. Yeah.
We haven't lost all year at home, have we?
No home losses. Yeah. 2
no
draws.
Home losses. Unbelievable. What an unbelievable stat. That's I think saving us at this point. You agree?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Now, in fairness, lately our away matches haven't been as bad as previously, but our away matches are not amazing. Yeah. But we are up there. Look, for just because our away matches aren't great, on average we're way up there. We're over the 2 points per match that you need to be right up there for automatics.
Yep.
So the issue at the moment is Wickham and Birmingham are also above that magical 2.14 or whatever it is average that you need in order to make the average auto promotion. So unless one of us falls out, it's going to end up being a very high points requirement for that automatic spot. And someone could miss out by 1 point with a very high total. So we'll see how the end of that goes. I will pull up the table in a moment and we can have a quick look at it, because although it's tight at the top above us, it's also slowly falling away from us below it as well. It's starting to look just a little bit better all the time.
Yep.
Now, bar Huddersfield, they're also about to jump in with us as well, potentially. So we're looking at kind of a top 4 into 2, and then below that, there's a lot of people are aiming for the other spots.
Yeah, there's a 4 and 2 going. I think we mentioned it last time. 4 and 2,
yes,
4 and 2.
4
I
and
think that's
2.
what we're looking. Yeah, which I'll take. I like where we're at. Listen, these are, these aren't fun watches sometimes, but I'll take our position all day. There's some things I don't understand, the Palmer thing, but whatever. It is what it is.
Psych Soccer only played 10 away games to 13 at home. That is correct. The matches that got cancelled pretty much were all away matches, which kind of slowed down that even home away scenario on us. So yes, we are going to have a couple of extra away matches to worry about coming up. Paul Kelly, yeah, go on.
Sorry, we have almost 100 people in here. No one wants to come in and have their say. Come on now, come talk to Patty and I. What are we doing? Come on, you can do it. Save my blood pressure today.
Right. So the Hamsification is saying, I want Arthur back as soon as possible. But Paul Kelly is trying to defend Howard a little bit. That ball spun on Howard. Yes, it did.
It did?
It did. And I'm sorry, he should have been watching it. He should have been paying attention to it. That's his job. He was too casual about it.
Yeah.
He was too casual about it and wasn't prepared for the spin or for the issues. And look, that's his job.
Wasn't on his toes, anticipating it. You know what I mean? All those things.
Too casual in clearing it and kicking it. Yeah.
I see there's a super chat. Is that right? Did we get that?
There's a.
Yeah. See it?
Wow. 20.
Yeah.
20 there from Mary. Happy New Year. New striker, new attacking mid, new Wrexham team. We have 12/13-ish home games left. We'll have to win each and every one of them to keep the pressure on the top 3. The away games scare me the way we're playing now. Yeah, we need to get just a little, not a lot actually, but a bit better, a bit more comfortable with our away matches. Absolutely, we do.
Yeah.
We're going to run into a stretch of like 4 matches where 3 of them are away. So if we don't pull some of those out into easy wins, it's going to have a dip effect at some point.
Well, I think it's going to start. It's going to start getting tight for everybody, especially in that. You know what I mean? It's not going to be easy going. It's going to start getting tight for everybody. Yeah, and every game is a banana peel. Every single game, going on, move forward.
Yeah, and this is where it's going to come down to longevity. And I do think some of our players were a bit tired today, and one change from the midweek match may not have been a good idea. Now, we pulled it out, but some of them looked tired.
They did. Yeah, they looked mentally tired, and just, I mean, with the passes, we talked about the passes, mentally tired, not putting passes together, but he grinds the team down. Hey, Susan Kennedy, he just grinds the team down.
Considering how defensive he likes to go once we're ahead, and especially near the end of the match, were you surprised Scar didn't almost immediately come on?
I was. Yep, I was. You? Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been one for me because O'Connell has a mistake in him. I mentioned this last week as well.
Yes,
He is very attacking. He does pull the ball out. He does push further up the field, which I have to assume that's what Parky wants from him. And he is doing. But it also means there is a mistake in defense from him available because he pushes so far up. It opens gaps. Not that it's his fault those mistakes are happening, but that's the way he's wanted to play. That's the way Parky wants him to play. So some mistakes can happen. So I am very surprised Scar didn't come in just to lock down defense at that point.
Well, did you see him in the first half? How far he was coming out? He's at the halfway line.
Yes,
twice.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you marking that guy? What are you doing?
And you mentioned it. Yeah, he was way up there.
Yeah. And he was out of position. Out of position. Thank you, Mary, by the way, for the super chat. Not lost on us. Thank you very much. Sorry.
Thank you, Mary. And Lexi is in the background. Camera isn't working, but I'll bring her in just to see if sound and everything is working and if she's ready. Lexi, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. We can hear you. Yes.
Chris encouraged me to come in because I have to come in and say we didn't smurf it up.
I saw all those Smurf jokes in the comments. Well done.
I couldn't resist. Once I saw that shirt, I was like, oh my gosh, this is an opportunity to not actually use curse words in the chat.
Yeah. Perfect Kappa is, I think, a box. It's a cardboard box company, global cardboard box company. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that Smurf it part I don't get though. Yes. So are we all happy? Are we all relieved?
Oh, relieved, absolutely. Happy, yes, but some issues in the play again today that are dangerous. But look, take your win however you can get it.
I have to admit, because I keep up with the match on my tablet with you guys while I'm watching it, and I think the distraction of doing that keeps me from getting as worked up as, say, Josh or my husband get, because my husband's like having a conniption fit to my right while I'm busy tapping away on the tablet. So yeah, if anybody wants to calm down a bit, maybe just keep up with the match on a different device, and it distracts your brain from going into overload.
I had no words to that. I had no words. Sorry.
Well, no, I understand. It's very frustrating. At the same time, it's I've said this before, it's very hard to describe. It's extremely exciting to watch matches like this, because isn't this why we watch? We don't want to watch a boring game. And at the same time, it's frustrating because we do not want to lose. So yeah, that was an interesting match today,
to say the least.
Yeah. How do we think we're going to do in the next game, though? Isn't that an away match?
Barnsley away, yeah. Barnsley away.
Barnsley away and other big teams away are the type of matches that could very much define the end of our season.
I'm a little concerned. They did well today, so yeah.
Yeah, we can do it though. That's the thing, and I constantly keep saying this, and they keep proving me correct. I'm always more worried about the bottom half teams than I am about the top. We did it against Peterborough. We had an okay match with the draw against Bolton. We ended up with that crappy draw versus Charlton, but it was an excellent match. We were playing really well. So we have looked okay in the away matches. We've got decent results against the bigger teams. It's the weaker teams that really I don't get. We don't seem to be up for. They make me worry much more.
Yeah, I think there's a combination going in there. I think for whatever reason, our guys must go in thinking this should be an easy match. And then you've got them coming in like many teams against us who seem to do crappy against every other team in the league. But, we're playing Wrexham. We're going to play this game. And we just have that very weird dynamic going on with some of these matches. And it's frustrating. Those are the most frustrating games for me because we know we should be winning them. How can they be at the bottom of the league and we're losing?
Well, sometimes they set up in certain ways where to frustrate us. Definitely. I mean, today they were in the first half. They definitely came at us, and disrupted our midfield. Like we couldn't string passes together, and we kept lumping the ball from the back. But I know Patty, you had some things marked up about questions and things like that for everybody.
Oh, I wanted to have a quick look at the yellow cards for James
Macca's on
McLean.
4. Yep.
Yeah, Macca is absolutely getting a double suspension at some point this season. I don't think there's any way he can avoid it with the number he's on already, which is pretty much the same as last season, but his averages don't put him on hitting 15 for the season, which is then the triple. So you have to obviously remove the 2 matches he's going to get banned for at 10. Then there isn't, in theory, enough matches according to how he's playing at the moment. So we will lose him for 2 at some point. Maybe earlier than last season, which is a little worrying because at that stage there's only five times you need to be booked. So if he goes a little crazy, he could hit it. But on the averages, he won't. So it says.
Now, am I incorrect? Isn't Gorgeous George supposed to have recovered? Wasn't he on the bench on one of the last games, or am I remembering this wrong?
He was warming up before one of the games. He hasn't featured on the bench yet. He played 65 minutes about 2 weeks ago in a reserve game, right?
Okay,
Was it reserve? I thought it was the League Cup, was it? No, okay.
No, reserve match. Yeah, so he came through that.
Oh, it was a reserve. Okay.
Yeah, I remember Mendy played, but so I don't know where he is. I don't know where Stash is either. I have no clue. I have no clue what's going on there. No clue.
Okay. Talking about stats, Woody has put one up here that I just can't ignore anymore because he's made some other comments kind of like this as well. Not that I'm picking on you, Woody, but stats show if Palmer starts, we generally win. Okay, that same stat shows for every single player that's regularly on the pitch, including McLean and including everybody else. So we generally win because we're near the top of the table. So that means nothing for anybody. And the other one, I'm not sure if it was yourself or someone else put up, was when Mullin and Palmer played together. Oh no, it was after last match. It was the Two Beards boys. One of them came in and put the comment up. Was that when Mullin and Palmer played together, we always win, which isn't true because that streak was broken between the two of them. But that was going around for ages, that every time they start together, then we win the match. So, look.
And I'm not sure if you saw in the comments, or when you made the comment earlier about Palmer, I have to wait for them to put the replay up. I'm going to see if I can download the match, and I can edit it, and I guess try and email it to you through Discord, Josh. But I'll do that. You want every single play that he did in this match with Palmer?
If you want this. Well, that was. Hold on. That was. Wait a second. That was. You gotta. I feel bad because Patty brought that up. Okay.
I'll do it.
If you want, you can. Yes, I'd love to see that. But Patty,
Lexi. The one thing is, Josh will never show it.
Okay.
Because he's a little tight on his restrictions with copyright.
Or we could put it in Discord then, I suppose.
Yes, Discord.
We could share it amongst ourselves. I'm sure we could have an interest. We could make an interesting video out of it. But just so you know, Josh won't be showing it and analyzing it on stream, I think.
Okay.
But
maybe we can do it on. I could do it on my Tavern Production ones because that's not my. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Lexi, I hope we have good luck. But I blame Patty for that. That was his idea. So you got to blame Patty. When you halfway through and you were like, "What am I watching?" You're gonna say blame Patty, not me. Just
I guess it does come down to how short that video ends up being.
Yeah.
Because if it's actually quite short, then maybe we could get away with it a lot more. But
and I can zoom into the blank looks that he gets on his face and everything.
Please do.
You have some good editing skills, have you?
Oh, it's not that difficult. He doesn't move very fast, so it's not like it's hard to catch the action.
Shade thrown. Shots fired.
We know I've never been a fan. I mean, I gave it up for him. He had a few matches, I guess, mid-season where I was like, wow, this is Palmer. Look at him move. He's actually working. And now it's stopped. It's like, is he a twin? Do they swap them out? Like, what is going on? I don't understand it.
Was that your overall take? What was your overall take on the game today? Like your overall, like other than the drama and everything like that, what do you feel? I mean, are you happy? Obviously, halfway through. I think we're halfway through. Patty's all right. Halfway through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
23.
Overall take on the first half, and then going in and on the game today, and Parkinson and everything.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, honestly, it started to feel, I always give the first 10 minutes, for men, it's a testosterone hit. So I pretty much ignore the first 10 minutes because I know everybody's like all over the place and flustered. But then as the game started settling in, I could see it was problematic. The other team was better than us, and we really weren't moving. Like as everybody said, even in the comments, it was a very weird game. And so I realized, I guess around the 30th minute, that it was going to be reliant upon Parky for that halftime talk. Right. So I believed that. And then they came out, and then the other team Wigan almost had a goal immediately. I'm like, well, that didn't work. Whatever happened in the dressing room. I mean, realistically, the game didn't switch up until Lee and Fletcher came on the field. And then again, when Revan and Mo came on the field. So today was definitely a match of the subs. And I don't know if it's like too much holiday time with the family or too many games back to back, because it's a home match. The crowd was amazing today. It was just the strangest match. Like, it's not something you can really, unless you watch it, you don't get what people are saying when they say it was weird. I don't know. Everybody was sort of all over the place for me, and people who don't normally make mistakes are making mistakes. And it's just a head scratcher, as they say. Yeah. I don't have I'm not really mad at anybody in particular, because everybody screwed up at some point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing our business. We're doing our, you know what I mean? We have to keep going doing our business. It might not be pretty all the time. And by the way, Woody, no one's hating on Palmer, just FYI. It's just criticism. It's a criticism. And you can't get too protective over players like that, for God's sakes. I understand everyone has an opinion, but like, Palmer's not my cup of tea. We do win games, and we win. I think we win in spite of him sometimes. And great, he goes out and puts a shift in, defensive striker. But that is. But Parky did what Parky does for come and figure out a way to win a game. And that's what I really like. I think that's my biggest take. We go out and we figure out how to win the game. And I like that. You cannot fault the team. It's great. I love it.
It's some type of special magic. I don't know what it is, because there's so many games I've watched. I'm like, this is crazy, and then we still win, and I'm like, wow, that's a miracle. Yeah. But I love this team. I just love it. I love that we were the underdogs how many years ago, and we're not the underdogs now, but it feels like we are in so many games the way we play.
Yep. It's great. I'm just looking at some of the population Welsh techie. What else is out there? We had a couple things tagged in there, right? Right, Patty?
No, not too much. Surprisingly, people are just general comments. Lots of comments about January, about players coming in, what we'll spend, who we'll get, stuff like that. How much stronger we're going to look in a month's time, which is fair, because players coming back, and we've kind of gone through, considering we have gone through some injuries, and they're starting to come back. AO's coming back. Marriott is at least running around now. So that kind of makes it that he will be back this season, because there was worries at one stage that he wouldn't even make the remaining season. So the comment was, maybe we're not going to look so weak in the January transfer market that people can kind of give us ridiculous figures. But guys, we all have to be a little careful with the January window. No one knows what's going to happen there at all. We could have an amazing window. We could have an absolute dog shit pile of a window if we don't get what we want. And I think the Wrexham have shown that we're not willing to get completely spanked on the amount we pay for players. So
hold the line. Definitely hold the line.
Yeah. And from a financial point of view, considering we look so good for a playoff spot, and look, it is going to be difficult to get that top two. So maybe on a financial perspective, we don't need to spend that much money, potentially. So I think we're very much in a position, if the right player is available, absolutely we'll spend. I can see that. But if they're not available, they're not available, and we'll just have to get on with it.
I say use those Allen millions and get Lancashire.
Oh wow! I hope we'll do business. I know we'll do business, but everyone else is going to do business too. So and spend it too. And no one wants to hear about Palmer. Okay, he's one of the first things in sheet. He draws different opinions. He definitely draws.
A question here from the chat. What do you think, guys? Did Parky tactics win the game, or a brilliant play from a single player?
B.
Lexi straight in there. No problem answering that one.
Yeah, Fletcher's turned back on again. I mean, I was mentioning to my husband earlier after the game one and before this came on, we seem to have like a few games where like one player is the star and they're just amazing, and then they seem to drop back down to average, and then another player comes along and is amazing. And again, people take these as I love this team, and it's just we're analyzing here, but it's just observations that I've made is that like Barney, love Barney, but he's not always on. He does amazing some games, and then other games he doesn't. And I know no player can be all things to all people at every game, but it's just something that I've noticed is that not everybody is on at the same time or at the right time. And Fletcher was looking very unimpressive. I think we all were like, he had just re-signed his contract and then he seemed to fall flat. Then he got injured and we're all like, oh, why are we keeping this guy? And now here we are, 2 games in a row. Boom, boom. He's the man. So I'm like, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it every time. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we've learned how to win tough games, definitely, especially with like Fletcher coming on, never give up, always keep moving forward, things like that. Players did step up in this game. I think Rathbone stepped up in the second half. I think Dobson also stepped up. You look at things like that, and Parkinson trusts his team. He definitely trusts his team for sure.
He does
to do that.
Now we have a little disagreement in the chat here.
Here we go.
About Palmer. So the first comment is, my issue is Palmer's work rate dropped visibly on the short rest. He looked like this at other times, and that's the short week. Yes, we need more, but it's hard for Palmer to giving the circumstances. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. He is a bit older. He is, when he does work, he needs to recover, and he's probably not getting the recovery he needs. Then we have the Two Beards podcast fight jumped in. Couldn't disagree with you more about Palmer. Now, was that in response to the last comment, or was that in response to everything? So jump on in. We have free spots here. Come in and disagree with us on the Palmer take.
Yeah, he can go all in on Elliot Lee, but no one can go in on Palmer. And I agree with you. We will get all of that promoted too. 100% we will. But by the way, also too, sorry, Lexi, I apologize. There's nothing else we can really do. So, you know what I mean? Palmer's going to start anyways. Doesn't matter, and because Fletcher can't start, he can't play 60 minutes. He's a 20-minute impact player, and he's unbelievably amazing. And, Mo Fall, he doesn't trust to put, he doesn't trust to start him. So, it's unless we go and Bud Bar tonight, I think his days are limited to be gone anyways. For sure. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I get that, but I also, I must say, I was very impressed with Revan and Mo at it's the first time I was like, oh, wow, these guys are, I think I know they'd been doing some work with Mo, but they actually looked really good. I know they were only in for like 4 or 5, 6-7 minutes, whatever it was. But they were looking good. And I also noticed in the comments during the match, a lot of people keep saying, why isn't Revan coming in for this? And why isn't Revan coming in for that? Now, I love Revan. I've loved him since they brought him in. However, he is very fast, but he is not an aggressive player. So a lot of people keep wanting to bring him in to do things that are aggressive. And I just don't think that's the type of player that he is. So people have to keep that in mind. I think he's more like sort of like Barney, like he's just quick. I think he needs to get his footwork as good as Barney, and then he'll be amazing because we'll have one on the right and one on the left, but that's why McLean still has, McLean's McLean, but it's also why McLean has his spot because Revan's just not aggressive.
When you mentioned too, we learned our lessons. We went to the corner. Rev and Mo both went to the corner today. Yeah. So can't come in yet. I'll get kicked. I'm sorry that too. Yeah, we did learn our lessons there too. And Rev's for the future for sure. Definitely for sure. Yeah. And are you putting that up there for AO, get back for Brum? Is that what you got up there for it?
Yeah, question from Woody there. Does AO get back in time for the Brum match? Yes, I think is an easy answer. If he's already on the bench, we're just waiting for full fitness to start him, is my guess.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he wouldn't be there. You know,
Yeah.
if he's on the bench, he can certainly do half an hour. But with goalkeepers as well, you don't know when someone's going to get injured. Goalkeeper couldn't get injured in the first 10 minutes, in which case you need to be able to do a full match. So,
exactly with Callum at the
yeah,
you would know.
So if he's on the bench already, he has to be close. Has to be.
Yeah, Parky said in the pre-match interview that he'd been doing okay, but that he hadn't done a full, what did he say, a full 11 training?
Yes, he did.
So basically, I guess that's sort of what they're just going to be working on, is just doing that and making sure he's good. And I think he'll be on the bench until then. So I don't know if he will come in on. I would think so. I guess it comes down to if they think he's going to get a lot of action or not at the match.
Well, I think Chomp said it good last time. He's like, you got to be ready for at least 1 or 2 saves a game. Our defense is really great, you know, and, you know, you gotta be ready for 1 or 2 saves. And my fear was that he would come back just on the Birmingham game. And I wanted to get him back in sooner. So as Patty, you just mentioned, him coming back early, you know, now it shows that he's further along than we probably possibly thought he was. So I think we'll probably go back a couple games before it, if not sooner.
Okay.
Two Bears won't come in, and he thinks he's going to get yelled at.
Can I say something that might be unpopular? I really love Arthur. I love Arthur. But when we got his sub, Callum is his name, correct?
Yes, Callum Burton.
I think he's better. But of course, he's now out for the rest of the season. I actually thought he was just I like almost even, but slightly better than Arthur. And I was like, yeah, I can live with this. And then he got injured. I was like, oh no. So yeah, I know not everybody might agree with that, but because I love Arthur, love him. But I was very, very impressed with Callum.
Shut the stream down, Patty. It's over.
Okay. My take on that is you might be correct that Callum could be a little bit better than AO, but we haven't seen enough of him to prove it. He looked very good, but what I will say, excuse me, what I will say is I think that he has reached his ceiling, and his ceiling may be just slightly above where AO is now, whereas AO should be going from strength to strength and getting better and better and better. But yes, I was looking forward to him being in goal for a while and seeing exactly what he can do, you know.
I think Ken might agree with you a little bit. Drew does agree with you a little bit. And there's honestly, it's everyone can have their own opinion. I think I like AO too, but I'll tell you, I was fine with Callum in there. I thought Callum was doing great. I thought he looked really good. Different type of keeper than AO.
Yeah. He was definitely more aggressive. Like he was his first time out, he was directing the players and he was very bossy, you know, and I was like, wow, look at this guy. But then it was the amount of dives and stuff that he took. Like he did it. He wasn't taking any chances. And I do feel sometimes that AO does take chances.
He came for the ball a little bit better. Like he controlled his box a little bit better.
Yeah.
But, you know, hopefully he gets better, you know, and he'll be here next year. Like Liverpool are destroying West Ham. Jesus Christ. Blasphemy on AL.
Woody's coming after this.
I knew
someone would. Someone would.
That's okay. I understand. I love him. He's like one of my favorite players, but yeah. Sorry guys, I saw what I saw and I'm just saying it.
But all in all, great victory today. And God, where's the Tylenol? Oh my God, I'm just drained, absolutely drained.
Yeah, watching football can make one a user of illicit substances. That is for sure.
Yeah, I think my favorite moment of the day though was Max taking on a 35-yarder and putting it into the turf. I think that's where Matt sits. Rob Racecourse. I think it hit him in the head. It was just unbelievable. That's great. What confidence?
Yes. Well, how about we pull up the table and have a chat about that? And I think that might be it then. At about the hour or just a little bit before. So let me try and pull up the table. and see
Well,
where we are.
While he's doing that, smash a like on the video. And please, this show, again, it's called Lexi. We love you calling, but there's 110 people in here.
Yep, I jumped in because nobody else jumped in. So come on, people.
Yeah, this show will go at some point. This show will go at some people will call in. Agree. Lexi
I'm avoiding doing
Analysis.
some ironing. So, that's why I'm here.
I get it. I'm avoiding doing. I have to go clean the windows for the house. Trust me, it's not what
Is
I
that
do,
manual or are you
boss,
using the hose version?
Whatever the boss tells me to do, I'll do. Whatever
Okay.
the boss does. Bruce, yeah. Sorry, Patty.
Because it's not a real task if it's with the hose. Just saying.
I think it's definitely with the hose then.
Okay.
Okay. I hope everyone can see this because it's looking a little small on my screen, but everything is kind of miniaturized. So, where we are today, we have Birmingham City in first place with 49 points and 2 games in hand on us. We are second with 48. Next, we have Wycombe Wanderers, 1 game in hand on us, and they are sitting on 47, 1 point behind. Then Huddersfield Town, they also have 1 match ahead of us in hand, and they are on 43. So even with that match, they will still be behind us. So they're a little bit back. After that, there's a big jump, and then it's down to 5th Stockport County with 37 points, and they are on equal matches with us. Then Reading 37, Barnsley 36. In similar situations, maybe 1 game in hand there. So it is definitely starting to shape up at the moment to be a 4-horse race for those top 2 spots. Huddersfield could make a charge, and we'll see what happens in January. 5th there we have Stockport. Now we know Stockport are about to lose Louis Barry, but they get to play him against Birmingham in their next match. So let's all hope for a big finish for Louis Barry with like a hat trick or something.
And Birmingham had a bad injury today, by the way. Sorry to cut that off. Birmingham had a bad injury. Apparently, someone went off bad today.
On who?
I said it during the game. I'll look right now. But they had a bad injury go off today.
I'm actually glad that this season we're ahead of the game, because the last 2 seasons we were like a few games in hand, which is worrisome because you don't know what we're going to do with it. We knew what we needed to do with it. Whereas this season we're actually, we're at the top of playing all of our matches. And even, I kept telling, my husband kept saying, oh, Birmingham has 4 games in hand. And I said, right, that's a lot of games in hand and a lot of games to make up. They're going to have to do back to back and they're not going to win them all. And now they're down to 2 games in hand versus the 4 they had previously. And they're still only 1 point above us. So I prefer they all have those games in hand because that puts the pressure on them. And as we know, some teams don't do well under pressure.
For me, I always want the points on the board, for sure, 100%. I always want the points on the board. But games in hand are, they're dangerous, but, yeah. By the way, I told you, I thought Matt did catch the ball. I thought I did see it. He said he did catch it. The shot from Max.
Oh, we have a celebrity in the house, do we?
Okay. Speaking more about the injury.
Yeah, do you know about that injury or who it was to? Or
I said it during the game. I'll look right now. I'll go back. I have it right here. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so then just a little bit more on the playoff spots then. So considering there's 4 of us aiming for the top 2, that takes out 2 playoff spots. So the remaining 2 then, we have Stockport County, Reading, Barnsley, Bolton, Charlton Athletic, Leyton Orient, Mansfield Town, Lincoln City, and Exeter City, all going down to 31 points. So they are within they're within 6 points of the 37 needed to get into the playoff spots, but some of them have a game in hand available to them as well. So that is a big chunk of teams. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But 9 teams potentially going to aim for those last 2 playoff spots if things continue that way. So that's interesting. But slowly that gap is opening between the top 4 and that chasing pack, which is really good for the remaining season. So things are starting to look a bit nicer. And we do.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Lex.
It's good, but it's going to be heartbreaking, I think, for the other 2 teams that do end up having to do the playoff, because when you're that close and you're only a point off, and then it drops off by 12 or 13 points to the teams beneath you, you know what I mean? You're in a different echelon, and it is heartbreaking for those teams to then have to go prove themselves again instead of being able to go up. I know that's the nature of the beast, but I hope it's not us. That's all I'm going to say. I hope it's not us, because it seems so unfair when you've done so well all season, and then you have to go up against teams that have, you know, lots of points less than you, and they, you know, luck of the draw, they win. You know, it just seems cruel.
Okay, guys, we have some guests that I noticed in the background there. So one is gone. Techie, is Techie gone?
Yeah, I
Sorry,
think
Welsh Techie.
Yeah.
So Wayne, are you good to go? Yep.
I just noticed that too.
Hey Wayne, how are you?
Good, thanks everyone. How are you?
Good. We can't see you because you're hidden in the corner. Oh, there you are. You're back. Josh fixed it. So what's your take? Have your say.
Pretty stoked about another win, obviously. I didn't hear the last few minutes talk about the table.
Yeah.
I had dreams of being 50 points at the halfway mark. Those two draws sort of stuffed that up. It's you know, we can't complain. 48 points, geez, it's unreal, I think.
It is. It's very good.
Yeah. There was other things I wanted to talk about, but I just I can't talk about the game too much, but just
let it rip. Let's hear it.
The killer instinct thing about not putting teams away. I don't know, you got to treat it a bit like a street fight, not like a boxing match. Like if you knock them down, you got to jump all over them. Like I don't know, we get 1-0 up and you got to put teams away. You got to get that killer in, a bit of mongrel, you know. Like it's not a boxing match where you knock them down and you let them get back up and have another go. Like score a goal and get back at you. We should be winning 3 and 4-0. Like what happened to the start of the year when we were just dominating teams with like physically, and I'm not sure if different setups negate that. I don't know. I just think,
we don't press when we should press. I agree with you.
The kill. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. If you're scoring 1 goal and you're all over them, you should be putting 2 or 3 goals in, and that's how I think of it anyway.
Barney took the matters into his own hands today. He's like, I'm going to go, I'm going to shoot. You know, I'm going to go, and I liked what he did there. He's like, I'm just going to go and have a shot. I kind of like that.
When he got the opportunity, there's a lot of times now he's not getting an opportunity because he's getting double teamed and stuff like that. But the counter argument to that is that should be opening up space somewhere else on the pitch. So, you know, that's where your ball players need, you know, someone with vision. George Evans fills that role, but he's obviously not match fit and everything at the moment. And Matty James has been excellent at that. But that's if Barney's getting double teamed every week because he's such a threat, there should be people unmarked somewhere. Someone should be unmarked. That's the counter argument. So someone needs to be finding that bloke all the time.
Yeah. Agreed, Wayne. I'm going to bring in Welsh Techie because he was trying to get in earlier and I didn't catch him in time. So 2 seconds there. I'll bring Welsh in.
Yeah.
Welsh Techie. You there?
You only sing when you're winning. Sing when you're winning. You only sing when you're winning.
Did we win today?
Sing when you're winning. You only sing when you're winning. Sorry, I'm driving home. That's why the signal's so crap.
You're fine. We can hear you.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah.
So how did you find the match?
Oh, what a pile of dog poop for about 75 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought on the reserves, and the cavalry came over the hill and blew the trumpet, and hey presto, put them to bed. I mean, Howard is lovely as a stopgap, but he is nowhere near the level that we need. there's a very, very much all the guys around and girls around me, complete lack of confidence in him, particularly when he went to clear that ball and it scooched over his foot and span, and then he tried to hit it again, and then it span off his foot and out, and you kind of go in, oh, no. James and Dobson, no, you can't play them at the same time. You play one or the other. You don't play both. End of. Doesn't work because it creates a massive disconnect in midfield. And from where I sit on the halfway line, so you can see it. For huge parts of that 75 minutes, there were massive holes in the centre where there was no red shirts at all. And so Wigan could just walk through with no problems at all. Mullin and
sorry, say it before we move on to that. What's happened? I'll ask everyone that. What's happened to Dobson and James? Like, Dobson was our best player, and Wayne was talking about like killer instinct. Dobson has been one of our best players of the season. Matty James comes in and he looks terrible. What's going on there?
Don't know with football players. It could be a lack of confidence. It could be because obviously he came straight into the side, played at 100 miles an hour for a large number of games. Maybe he's just worn out a bit, and now he needs to get back into his groove. Who knows? But you can't play them both. It doesn't work. They're both defensive midfielders. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. You need one to hold that backline pivot and two attacking.
Yeah. We've been discussing this for a while.
Cannon and can't be putting James in there with Dobson. Doesn't work. And Mullin and Palmer, they've lost communication somewhere. I don't know what's happening. Palmer lost so many headers today. He was beaten to so many headers. And seeing as he's becoming the target man in this rubbish, let's just boot the ball up the field and try and hit the target man game, then you're going to lose every time if you can't get to the headers. And he wasn't. He lost out so many times to people who were a lot smaller than him. And you kind of go in, look, Palmer, you've got one job. Your one job is to bring that ball to the floor and to pass it to somebody else on the second ball. And you're not doing that. And if you're not doing that, everything breaks down. It was just a mess today. It was a mess of disjointed, trying very hard, but not connecting the dots. And then suddenly the subs came on. Obviously, Parky threw the dice, stuck everybody on for the diamond, to go for the win. And then, hey, presto, they did the job. Fletcher did what he did, but he can only do it 15 minutes. We need him to do it for 65, 70 minutes, but he can't do that, unfortunately. I think Mo Farley is one for the future, but he's just not quite there yet. But he's promising. Rathbone and Brunt today were the players for me. I mean, I don't quite understand why Barnett got man of the match. Yes, he scored the goal, but he wasn't that good. But Brunt and Rathbone he got official man of the match. Barnett. But Brunt and Rathbone, stunning. Rathbone everywhere, every tackle, running around.
Doing the job of two men. Doing the job
Brunt
of two men.
was playing from the back through the midfield. He was driving the ball on
Signal's going.
the floor through the midfield, doing the job of the midfield. How he's managing that? A mess. But as we know, when being Manchester United fan,
there you go.
I totally agree with that. Whatever he said.
Dirty. No, never mind.
He's in a tunnel or something by the sounds of it.
He's not in Wrexham anymore.
He's gone now. He's gone. Yeah. Out the countryside on the way back from the match, heading home.
Went behind a big hill.
Lost the signal.
I'm still waiting for them to start Kluwer's with Brunt, with Scar.
Someone mentioned in the chat earlier, I think Scar's going to go in January. If he does, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. What do you, Wayne? Anything on that about the midfield? About both of you guys and gals, you and Lexi, midfield.
You just need. I don't know soccer. A comparison in rugby would be your halves to link your backs and your forwards together. Like they're your sort of playmakers with the blokes who have the vision. Just need blokes with vision. You know, if blokes are, it's all about options. You've got to have the best options in sport. You've got to create options, and you got to create chaos for the defenders, like moments of chaos. You know, 1 or 2 seconds. That's all it takes. Where someone's got to make a decision, and you just need people in the midfield, obviously putting the ball in the right places to the right people at the right time.
Yeah,
Matty James seems to have that. I don't know.
Yeah, Maddie's my preferred to start now. Dobby's, I don't know what's been going on with Dobby, but Maddie James, and maybe it's funny when Welsh Techie said that, maybe that was the issue, because today I was like, why isn't Maddie as good as he's been? And it didn't occur to me that it's because it wasn't Maddie and Cannon or Dobby and Cannon. It was Maddie and Dobby.
Yeah, every game pans out differently, but you know, sometimes a bloke will have lots of involvement in the first 15 minutes of a game, and the next game he mightn't touch the ball for 15 minutes. You know, it's forgot where I was going with that. Yeah,
It's
sorry.
late there.
It's late. It's very late. The sun's coming up, actually.
The hat looks good. The hat looks good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I forgot where we were. I forgot what Lexi said. I was running off what she said.
Bit tired early mornings.
Yeah, it's been a long night.
Yeah. Well, we got games coming on in 2 days from now. 2 days? Yeah, 2 days. 2.5 days, something like that. Yeah. But
that's going to be a tough one. 3 back-to-back like that for some of our players. There are a couple of the older players now. Their legs are going to be tired in this next match.
Oh, I'm calling it now. I'll say it right now. Unchanged 11. I'm telling you, it's going to be an unchanged 11.
You don't think they'll swap out Dobby for Cannon? That's what seems to be
maybe.
going on. Is they're swapping those two out?
Maybe, probably. Maybe that. I wouldn't be also be surprised if AO's in goal. He might be. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't either.
Right.
If he's on the bench already, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes straight back in. Yeah.
AO will be playing next week because you wouldn't put him on the bench. If Chomp got hurt tonight, he's on, and you know if his wrist is no good, they're not going to put him on the bench and risk.
Yeah.
So the only reason he probably didn't play tonight is what's the harm in giving the bone an extra week to heal?
I agree.
Or an extra few days or something. I'm pretty confident if he's on the bench, he'll be playing real soon.
Well, I think
it only takes one knock to re-injure it, you know, and they're not going to. He could have played for 5 minutes tonight and re-injured that if it was risky. So
yeah, well,
I don't think they would have put him on the bench if he wasn't ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's a good
That's just
question,
my
Mike.
opinion. Yeah.
The one you just had up, Patty, because I missed it. I missed whatever it was that makes them think Dobby should have been man of the match.
Oh, that was Pop Mob. Yeah, that's Pop Mob. Yeah, there's Scott Morton in the back there. Yeah, keep going. Hey, Scott.
Cool.
So it's a really English thing. I always noticed they used to do it in rugby league too. In Australia, we tend to give man of the matches in sport to the bloke who sort of contributed most to the win or whatever, the most effort. I noticed when in rugby league over there, a winger would score 2 or 3 tries, you know, just catch a ball and put it down. And they'd give him man of the match, or a goal kicker would get man of the match. Or in soccer, someone scores 1 goal but doesn't do much in the rest of the game and gets man of the match. Maybe because it's a lot of it's fan voted.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the man of the matches blow me away some weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, soccer's a funny game too. I remember Ken and Josh talking one week about and mentioned Fletcher, how he probably wouldn't play another game for Wrexham this year.
Mm-hmm.
And he was back in the team in the next game, and he's probably scored 2 or 3 goals since then.
Oh yeah, don't listen to anything I say. Seriously.
You never know what's going to happen in sport.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row, he saved us now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey Scott.
Class never. All right, so how's it going? How's it going, lads?
Good.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just finished the meal run from absolute, I can't swear, but absolute hell.
Oh,
I've got about three women in the house, and none of them want to eat the same thing.
Oh well.
So, you know, during a football match, I'm like, are you serious?
Wow.
Like, just eat chips. I'm making chips. You all eat chips. So, shut up. And yeah, you know that's why I love those types of games. I think Paddy, you alluded to it. They're the sweetest. To win those games are the sweetest games to win, and I'm sure it means as much to the lads who are playing. I just thought it was awesome. Because in fairness, Wigan were quite good. I thought they played really well.
Yeah,
I
they
thought
did
they
okay.
made us look. Yeah, I thought they made
Made us look average.
their aspects of it. Yeah. They made us look quite ropey. They were one of the first teams who could actually say they're the worst team we've played. They're absolute rubbish. And I think maybe they would be justified because they played well. I thought there were certain aspects to their game where they took us apart.
They have some good players. There's two good players. Like Smith guy was good, and number 11 Adecombe was good. And Mark Griffith said they've come and they've been the best at the racecourse ground. Probably admitted.
Yeah. I made a flippant comment on the comment section during your the watch along, and said, you know, the man of the match was the guy who went off with the hamstring injury.
Yeah.
It's a bit flippant and it's not very nice, but he went off and I was a bit relieved. I thought he looked quite good.
Number six.
Yeah. But unfortunately, he brought another guy on, and in fairness, he looked quite decent. I think, was it down the left that those guys played?
Yeah, number 26 came on. I'm not sure his name, but number 11 who went off, who was probably the best player on the pitch. Those are players that I look at. I'm like, like Fevrier, who I think plays for Stockport now. Like, he's a player I really like. I look at players like that. I never want to talk about Kwame Poku, but like, where that kid number 11 is, like, target that kid. Let's grab that kid. Someone like that. A little bit more, pace him up. I don't know if he pitches.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's where teams like Wigan have got an advantage in a way, because how many teams in League 2, Division 3, I'm going to call it, who've got players on loan from Man United? Not many. Yeah. And I think Wigan, due to their history and stuff, they can get a player on loan from Man United. I'm not sure we're quite at that level yet. Hugo. It's as if we have to go up another level before we can. Although there's the saying that Parky doesn't get loan players, etc. But I think we have to at this stage. Certainly we're either going to buy one in January, but we bought one in Mo Fowl in the beginning of the season, and it seems that Mo Fowl and Revan are players for next year. So we surely have to get a loan player or spend a lot of money.
Well, do you disrupt it? I don't know. And we're kind of running over time here. Do you disrupt the system, go out and spend money? Then he's got to play them. He's not playing these guys, That's why I talk about the Ethan Wheatley thing, or even the who's the other guy? The guy from Leeds. Those two dudes. I don't. He's got to play him even to get him. But I don't think the Bamford guy. I don't think that's going to happen. But we'll see. Parkinson's relying on the guys he trusts.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that Bamford rumor, he's more likely to go to Italy, and I mean, he's 30. Is he 30, 31, something like that?
I watched the video on the analysis of him, and he does not sound like he's for us.
Pat Bamford.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you only have to look at how many goals he scored.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh, you're going to hate him. I think he's only scored 6.
Yeah, One of the problems is with the younger players, especially, is we're just way too high up on the leaderboard.
Mm.
You know, and Parky is already a bit risk adverse. He tends to like playing the same players, the ones that are proven of the moment, and it takes time for him to let the young players in or to give other people chances. So now that we're in this position, it makes it even worse, makes it even more difficult.
There's too much at stake.
It's too much at stake. And you look at what happened with Scar. We were talking about this for quite a few weeks, going, is he crazy? Pulling Scar out with the performance he has. But basically, Parky saw one match where Scar didn't do, I suppose, what he was wanting, and then O'Connell was back in, and that's it. And he's staying there now.
I thought O'Connell was. He's going to get his critics, but some of the things he did today, he's such a skillful player.
Bush.
And Scar doesn't really have that. O'Connell, sorry.
Yeah. O'Connell is very much high risk, high reward, is how I see it.
Yeah.
Because we're so lacking in attack up the front, I think he needs to have this risk. I think he needs O'Connell to play the ball, to get further up, to get into a better attacking position. And if we had our attackers firing, I do not think O'Connell would be there. I think Scar would be there. So I think he's making do at the moment, and it's one of the ways he's chancing it. And look, I don't mind it. You know, wouldn't be what I'm doing. It is risky, but you occasionally want managers to take something a little bit more risky.
Yeah, hey, whatever gets us up, I don't care. Everyone has their thing. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to see the.
It was a great result today, though. I don't think we can take that away.
No, it's a fantastic game. Fantastic. And good results around us, too. And I'm just waiting on the direction. I got to jump here in a minute because I have to go do something for Anne. So I'm going to jump off. Patty, if you want to close it out, how much time you got?
Yeah, I think it's time to close up, guys. We're getting close
on that
to a full
bombshell.
Yeah. Bye, Lexi.
Thanks, Lexi.
Yep, bye, Lexi.
Take care.
Good to see you, Scott. Good to see you, Wayne.
Thanks for jumping in, guys. Maybe next time we grab you a bit earlier.
Fellas.
Yeah.
Too easy.
I'll get the eggy bread done soon.
Okay.
On that bombshell.
Take care, guys.
There you go.
Bye.
See you now.
Oh, Barton, hold on.
Oh.
Nice. One last one here. I like Ice Beam and winning games against good teams. There you go. Thank you. That's
the bombshell to end on. Thanks all. Thanks, Steve, for the chats. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Mary, for your big super chat as well. All appreciated from everybody. Like and subscribe and do all the thumbs up and all that sort of good stuff, guys. Take care. We will catch you next time. Bye-bye.